Welcome back to Coin Treasure Hunters. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Lincoln Wheat Pennies. We'll uncover their history, significant details, and the top 10 most valuable coins you might just find in your collection. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. 1944 Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This iconic coin was in circulation until 1958, and among the most notable years is 1944. 1944 was a unique year for the Lincoln Wheat Penny. World War II was in full swing, and the U.S. Mint had to make some significant changes due to wartime demands. In 1943, pennies were made from steel to conserve copper for the war effort. However, in 1944, the mint reverted to using copper, but there was a twist. The 1944 pennies were made from recycled shell casings. This blend of metal gives the 1944 penny a distinct composition compared to other years. The coins are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, making them a fascinating piece of history. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the words "In God We Trust" arching above. To Lincoln's left, liberty is inscribed, and the date 1944 appears to his right. On the reverse, we see two wheat stalks flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto E pluribus unum above. This design, often called the wheat ears design, is a favorite among collectors. Now, let's talk value. The 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny is generally common, but its value can vary based on condition and mint mark. Pennies minted in Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S each have different values. For a 1944 penny in average circulated condition, you might expect it to be worth around 15 to 50 cents. However, uncirculated versions can fetch much more, often ranging from $5 to $10 or higher, depending on their grade. But here's where it gets exciting: error coins. A 1944 penny struck on a steel planchet from the previous year is incredibly rare and can be worth thousands of dollars. Always check your pennies carefully, you might have a hidden treasure. 1958 Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, also known simply as the wheat cent, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's profile on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity. By 1958, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. This particular year marks the final production of the wheat cent design, as it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The 1958 penny features the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, with E pluribus unum inscribed above. Most 1958 Lincoln Wheat Pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they lack a mint mark. However, there were also pennies produced at the Denver Mint, which can be identified by the small d mint mark below the date. There are no significant varieties or errors for the 1958 penny that drastically impact its value, but always keep an eye out for any unusual characteristics that could pique the interest of collectors. In 1958, America was in the midst of a post-war boom. The economy was strong, the culture was vibrant, and the penny was a crucial part of everyday transactions. This historical context adds a layer of nostalgia and significance to the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Now let's talk about value. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny is relatively common, with millions minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. As of today, a circulated 1958 penny is typically worth between 2 to 5 cents, depending on its condition. However, uncirculated or mint state pennies can be worth more, ranging from $1 to $5. The highest graded examples, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher, can fetch even higher prices, sometimes over $50 at auction. For those looking to add a 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny to their collection, here are a few tips. Check the condition, look for coins with minimal wear, clear details, and original luster. Consider professional grading for high-value pennies. Professional grading can authenticate and potentially increase value. Store properly, keep your coins in a dry, cool place, preferably in protective holders to prevent damage. 1935 Wheat Penny. The The 1930s were a challenging time for America. The Great Depression affected millions, and the economy was struggling. Despite these hardships, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins, including the Lincoln Wheat Penny. First minted in 1909, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse side features a profile of Lincoln, along with the words "In God We Trust Liberty" and the year of minting. On the reverse, you'll see two wheat ears framing the words 1 cent United States of America and the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many. This design remained in use until 1958. Now, let's focus on the 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny specifically. This penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco coins are marked with a D and S respectively. In 1935, over 245 million pennies were minted in Philadelphia, about 47 million in Denver, and approximately 38 million in San Francisco. Because of these high mintages, the 1935 penny is generally not rare. However, the value can vary based on its condition and mint mark. In general, a 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny in good condition might be worth around 10 to 20 cents. If it's in fine condition, the value could rise to about 50 cents. An extra fine penny might be worth $1 to $2. However, an uncirculated penny, especially one with a clear mint mark and no wear, could fetch $10 or more. To determine the condition of your coin, look for key details like the clarity of Lincoln's hair and coat, the sharpness of the wheat stalks, and the overall luster. The better the condition, the higher the value. Some variations can also affect value. For example, if there's a noticeable error, like a doubled die or an off-center strike, the coin could be worth significantly more to collectors. Collecting Lincoln Wheat Pennies can be a rewarding hobby, both financially and historically. The 1935 penny is a common but interesting part of this series. It's a great coin to start with if you're new to collecting. 1953 Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, also known as the Wheatie, is an iconic piece of American numismatic history. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny is no exception. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this penny was minted until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. In 1953, the United States was in the midst of a post-war economic boom. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and the country was experiencing rapid growth and change. This penny carries with it the stories and spirit of that dynamic era. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse or front of the penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can be found at the base of Lincoln's shoulder on early versions of the coin. The reverse side features 2 wheat stalks flanking the denomination, which is why it's commonly called the Wheat Penny. Now, the 1953 penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The mint mark can be found just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. Value is one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny's value varies depending on its condition and mint mark. Circulated coins in average condition are typically worth around 3 to 10 cents. However, uncirculated coins, especially those with a high grade, can be worth significantly more. For example, a 1953 S penny in brilliant uncirculated condition can fetch upwards of $5 to $10. The highest value comes from coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A top-graded MS67 red 1953 D penny can be valued at over $200. Collectors should also be on the lookout for notable varieties in error coins. Errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes can significantly increase a coin's value. One of the most sought-after errors for the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the double die obverse, where the design elements appear doubled. These coins are rare and can be worth hundreds of dollars depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition. When collecting 1953 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, it's essential to handle them properly to avoid damaging their surfaces. Use gloves and store them in a cool, dry place, preferably in protective holders or albums. 1954 Wheat Penny. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a product of this rich history minted during a time of post-war prosperity and cultural change in the United States. Let's take a closer look at the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The obverse or front features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the words "In God We Trust" and the year 1954. On the reverse, we see the classic wheat stalks, which give this penny its name, along with the phrases "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent. Now, there are a few key variations of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny that collectors should be aware of. The most common are those minted in Philadelphia, which bear no mint mark, and those from Denver and San Francisco, marked with a small D or S, respectively. Each of these variations can affect the coin's value. So how much is a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny worth? Well, it depends on its condition and mint mark. In general, circulated coins from Philadelphia might fetch between 3 to 10 cents. However, uncirculated versions or those with a high grade from a grading service can be worth significantly more. For example, a 1954 D in uncirculated condition might range from $1 to $5, while a 1954 S could be valued between $0.50 and $2. High-grade specimens, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can command prices over $50. Speaking of grading, let's talk about the condition of these coins. Collectors use a grading scale from poor P1 to perfect mint state MS70 to determine a coin's condition. For the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny, those in higher grades like MS65 or above are the most sought after. Coins with original mint luster and no signs of wear are particularly valuable. Errors and varieties can also impact a coin's value. While the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny doesn't have many widely recognized errors, always keep an eye out for anomalies like doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These errors can make a common coin quite rare and significantly increase its value. So there you have it, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a small piece of American history with a lot to offer for collectors. Whether you're hunting for these coins in your pocket change or scouring coin shows and auctions, knowing the history and value can help you make informed decisions. 1946 Wheat Penny. In 1946, America was transitioning from wartime to peacetime, and this penny is a small but significant artifact from that era. Let's delve into the details of its design. On the obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner. The words "In God We Trust" are inscribed above, with liberty to the left and the year 1946 to the right. On the reverse, you'll see the iconic wheat ears flanking the words "1 cent United States of America" and the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum" meaning out of many, one. In 1946, these pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D mint mark, and San Francisco S mint mark. Over 1 billion of these coins were produced, but not all of them are equal in value. Philadelphia produced the most, with over 991 million coins, followed by Denver with about 315 million, and San Francisco with around 198 million. Now, let's talk about what you all came here for: the value of the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Generally, the value of these pennies depends on their condition and mint mark. In lower grades, such as good G4 to very fine VF20, these coins are worth around 10 to 20 cents each. However, if you have one in extremely fine EF40 condition, it could be worth about 50 cents. The real value comes in higher grades like mint state MS60 and above. A 1946 penny in MS60 can fetch around $2 to $5, while one in MS65 can go for $10 to $20. Coins from Denver and San Francisco tend to be slightly more valuable due to lower mintages. For example, a 1946 D penny in MS65 might be worth about $15, while a 1946 S could be valued at $20 or more. And don't forget about error coins. Some 1946 pennies were struck off center or have die cracks, making them highly sought after by collectors. Depending on the type and severity of the error, these coins can range from $50 to several $100s. To sum it up, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a valuable piece of history and a great addition to any collection. Its value varies based on condition, mint mark, and potential errors, but even the most common pennies are worth more than their face value. 1945 Wheat Penny. The year was 1945, the final year of World War II. America was celebrating the end of a long and arduous conflict. Amidst this historic backdrop, the U.S. Mint produced the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This penny is not just a piece of currency, but a small, tangible piece of history from a pivotal time in our nation's past. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Brenner's design remained largely unchanged until it was replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, with the words "In God We Trust" arching above, liberty to the left, and the minting year, 1945, to the right. The reverse side showcases two wheat stalks surrounding the inscriptions "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent. This classic wheat design, also known as Wheaties, symbolizes prosperity and was used from 1909 to 1958. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. While millions of these pennies were produced, the condition and mint mark can significantly affect their value. Philadelphia minted the most, followed by Denver, and then San Francisco, making the S Mint mark slightly more desirable among collectors. When it comes to determining the value of your 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, several factors come into play. Condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state Mississippi 70. A 1945 penny in poor condition might only be worth a few cents above face value. However, those in extremely fine XF condition can fetch around $0.20, $0.50, 0 uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can be valued between $1 to $10 depending on the mint mark. 1955 Wheat Penny. First, let's travel back to 1955. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958. This coin features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner. The reverse showcases 2 wheat ears, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage. The 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny is particularly famous for a significant minting error known as the 1955 doubled die obverse. This error occurred due to a misalignment during the minting process, causing the inscriptions and date to appear doubled. This mistake created one of the most sought-after error coins in numismatics. Coins with this doubling are easy to spot. If you look closely at the date and the inscriptions, you'll notice a clear, doubled image. It's this unique feature that makes the 1955 doubled die penny incredibly valuable to collectors. Now, let's talk value. The worth of a 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny varies greatly depending on its condition and whether it has the doubling error. A regular 1955 Wheat Penny without any errors in circulated condition might fetch around 15 to 50 cents. However, a well-preserved, uncirculated coin could be valued at $5 to $10. But here's where it gets exciting. A 1955 doubled die obverse penny in good condition can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. In fact, one in mint state can command prices upwards of $1,500 to $15,000 or more, depending on its grade. Recent auctions have seen these coins sell for impressive amounts. For instance, a high-grade example sold for nearly $50,000. So, if you think you have a 1955 penny with a doubling error, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded by a professional. To determine the exact value of your 1955 penny, you'll want to consider its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless mint state. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can provide an official grade, giving you a more precise idea of your coin's worth. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, keep an eye out for the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny. You might just have a hidden treasure in your pocket change or coin collection. Thanks for joining us on this journey through coin history. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and historical insights. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you want to share your own coin discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting.